Uh, much like the user. Hello? You'll have to forgive him, everybody. Apparently he just got done watching Daredevil on Netflix, the first episode at least, so he's still a little shocked, so I'll just go put the fanfic in. Ooh, this looks good. So, now how to wake him up? Oh, Trixie knows. If you are still short like this, you won't get to watch the new episode of Pony. You're right! But, my gosh, that episode, it was just so awesome. I mean, it was so freaking cool! With the fighting and the punching and the kicking and the mastering on and then the Daredevil being awesome with the relationship between Foggy and Matt. Hey, Daredevil! Hey, Daredevil fanboy! Wake up! I'm sorry, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to Fandom Fridays, where we proceed to look at fanfics that are not pony-related. Why? Because even I can't stand having 24 hours or 27 days a week of pony. So, as you may know, yes, there was a new Daredevil fic, but there was a new Daredevil episode, but I'm not here to talk about Daredevil. No. I'm here to do some fanfic readings and give you guys the sweet, wholesome fanfic stuff you love. So, what is on for today's examination? Oh, by the way, Trixie, thank you for picking the fic. You're welcome, though you'll probably hate Trixie in a few minutes. Oh, Trixie, I can't hate you. Now, join us with you as we here at the Treeberry Memorial Library am proud to present Delicate Crystal Alchemist. The Delicate Crystal Alchemist by Delicate Crystal Alchemist. No, it can't be that type of fic. No. Chapter 1, only chapter. The Delicate Crystal Alchemist. Repetitive sentences, repetitive. It was a quite rainy day at the military base as I stepped out of my car. No. This is probably just a normal, average, everyday car you find in Full Metal Alchemist. I breathed a deep, glad to be outside in nature where I was most at home. The energy of the store, a electrifying one. I sighed happily as I turned to lock my car door. Beep, beep! A beautiful smile graced my face as I looked at the car. Just a year ago, it had been a hunk of scrap metal in a junkyard. The only car I could afford when I got my license. I had seen its potential, however, and poured time and effort into rebuilding. Real effort, not alchemical effort. Hey, it takes real effort to actually think of how many ways you can change that car. As we reformed Ishbalan, I still had trouble trusting the overly quick... No, it can't be. Quick and simple way alchemists just slap things together. Though I've proven myself to be a prodigy alchemist. Of course you did, sweetheart! I still had trouble cutting corners the way those at the military base did. Though this meant it took me longer to do things, I would pour my soul into my work, and would always end up with a finished product to be truly proud of. And if you look over here today, class, you'll see an excellent piece of scrap iron hunk of junk done by one Delicate Crystal Alchemist. And if you keep walking, you'll see some real art. Though this meant it took me longer to do things. Oh, sorry. Thanks to hours of diligent effort, I now had a Garza 70 JTO Pontiac. It's amazing what you can do when you time travel. Hi, Doctor! I'm sorry, I thought I was reading a Full Metal Alchemist fanfic. I'm instead reading a Doctor Who fanfic, because that's the only reason, possible explanation to talk about why there is a 70 CTO Pontiac in the era of 1913! Black, with red stripes down the hood and the trunk. Honey, I wouldn't go for that. I paused to check my makeup in the mirror, because anytime's a good time to check up your makeup, especially if it's in the rain. That's bound to wash off. In a way, me and the car resembled one another. You're an Autobot? I had the beautiful, deep, ruby red Ispalan eyes so typical of my race, but my abnormal hair granted me a lot of praise and criticism from both Ispalans and outsiders over the years. Oh, come on, it can't be that bad. I had incredibly long, curly, raven black hair with streaks of purplish red. Are you a pony? I'm starting to think you're a pony. Because that's the only way to explain that hairstyle. You are a pony. You are a unicorn. This, combined with the gothic way that I dressed, earned me a lot of stares. Or it could be that your dress was just completely lame and everybody was calling you a poser. I would usually combine my black outfit with my colorful scarf or belt. See? Told you, Dr. Hoofik. Today, it was a purple scarf that accentuated the highlights of my hair. Okay, whatever you say, unicorn. I also wore a ruby red ring on my left hand that had been passed down my family for generations! It matched my eyes. Twinkle! The multifaceted jewel echoed deep in the base of my eyes. I took a deep breath and walked inside the base. There she was, just walking down the base. Today was my first day as the dog in the military. I had been forced to join, and now I would be given an Alchemist title. Cool. I know I was lucky to have been free from the military's tyranny for as long as I had, because with my gifts, thank you, Santa, they would have forced me to join later. But the trade-off had been years more of a hellish childhood with my stepfather. Of course you had a hellish childhood with your stepfather. Why wouldn't you have a hellish childhood with your stepfather? Of course you're going to have a hellish childhood with your stepfather. Your life is going to be those roses and lollipops. Could it, you freaking lousy unicorn! My whole life had been a series of one exploitation after another. Wow, I didn't know you were a grindhouse artist. But I wasn't going to think about that today. Today, I had to be strong. Wait a minute. Drop Dead Gorgeous, unusual hairstyle, brought in material that shouldn't exist in this universe. No. You couldn't have picked this, Trixie. No. If you did, I swear I'm going to have Spark burn something of yours. As I entered the base, I tried to ignore the stares that I was receiving from everyone in the base, man and woman alike. Could it be the fact that if you decide to wear actual decent clothes rather than a bikini? With cat-like quickness, I took in the details of my surroundings and the people around me. I used my photographic memory to— Of course you do! Around me without having to stare at them. Boo! I amused herself. People, I've come to expect bad spelling mistakes some days. But doing this is just inexcusable. By analyzing their lives, homes, and personalities based on his outside appearances. Just as Meme was about to enter the door into Colonel Mustang's headquarters, I saw him! Alias? Luke Skywalker? Mark Hamill? Daredevil? Matt Murdock? Firefly? He was tall and lean, with spiky black hair and gorgeous eyes framed by his pair of stylish glasses. Oh, baby. Having been hurt too many times in my life, I was not easily smitten. Hidden? Yes, but not smitten. And definitely never chased guys. Let's just cease him off. I decided to make an exception in this case, however. Unfortunately, before I could strike up a conversation with him with a nice hammer, one of Mustang's aides, Private Reza Hawkeye.
Excuse me?
Yes, Joe Salaryman, you over there.
Shouldn't that be Lieutenant Reza Hawkeye? Why does he get demoted?
Oh, well, you see, this girl might be a Mary Sue, and as far as girl Mary Sues are concerned, every girl's as weak as she is, because girl Mary Sues are, in fact, pathetic.
Oh, I see.
Miss Mitsu? She asked. Why am I here? Oh, I'm sorry, Luffy, it's Colin Clinkbeard. She asked, eyeing my eyebrow, my low neck eye, and red eyes with open disdain. Actually, she's looking at them and wanting to get your phone number. Yeah, hun, you might be a Mary Sue, but even lesbians can be Mary Sues. This was the kind of reception I was used to getting from most Signal Weapon. A combination of jealousy and xenophobia. Or, what about attraction? I mean, if you were a pony and had that type of thing, I can guarantee you Rainbow Jazz would be drooling all over that noise. I would say Lyra, but Lyra and Bonbon have that thing together. Call me Lieutenant. Call me Lieutenant Colonel Mitsu, please. You have a Japanese name. Weird hair color. And you're not even a pony. Oh, sweet Celestia. No. This cannot be a Mary Sue. No, Tracy. You would not do this to me. Hun, if you really wanted that name, there's this little country called Zing. You can have that name if you belong to Zing, but this is not Zing. You are an Ispalan. Please pick a Middle Eastern name, you twit! Giving her a condescending smile, reminding her that regardless of her feelings toward me personally, I was still her superior. No, you're her inferior. And besides that, reason's actually very attracted to you. Woo! Look at me angrily. He then proceeded to lead me into Mustang's office. Wits, please. I know more about guns than you probably have ever seen in a dog's age. I could probably shoot you 5 ways to Sunday. You would never even notice. I decided not to wait for her announcement and instead barged in. How rude! What? Bring out one annoying character to combat another annoying character, I always say. Ready to show how angry I was at being forced to be part of the military. Yeah, you want to see how angry I'm going to be if you try barging in so rudely again? You have your next assignment then? I heard Colonel Mustang say as I walked in the door. No. Ed. Ed, you're supposed to be here. No. I'm just not. I refuse to be in this fic. No. You have to be. No! Ed. You're supposed to be in this fic. No! I mean, come on. I said no. I mean, this is your first appearance on Phantom Fridays. Yeah, and it's a fic like this. I mean, my gosh. You're the first fic I pop up in is something lame like this? I don't think so. Oh, please, Ed. I kind of need you for this. No! Well, what am I supposed to do then? I don't know. Give me a replacement, something like, oh, I don't know, David Moo or something. David Moo, huh? Yes. The reply came from a sullen, pimply blonde teenage girl. I quickly moved to the shallowy areas of Mustang's office so I could get a better look at the two of them without them noticing me. Ninja, finish! Fine then, dismiss. Upon closer inspection, I noticed that the person in front of Mustang was in fact a boy. Let us! A boy! A clearly ill-tempered and slow-witted boy at that. You know, I'm trying to figure out who this guy is because that is not Ed. Oh, and tell Colonel Mitsu to come in while you're at it. No need, Colonel Mustang! I'm here! I knew. I was trying to get you to stop hiding in the shadows like you're a freaking Zing mercenary. He whirled around, clearly startled. Bullcrud! Kimimitsu. I repeat. You want that name. You want a Japanese name. You want that. Go to freaking Zing! You know, the place where all the Oriental stuff is. You know, the eastern side of the continent. Actually, I never quite got that about these Mary Sue's when it comes to Full Metal, and they want to put in Full Metal, and they want to put Japanese names into the Full Metal Alchemist universe. They always seem to say we came from Mistrius or we came from Isbal. They never thought to say, okay, I came from Zing. I mean, you got a place right there. It's full of Oriental stuff. Ling, Lanfan, Mei Ling, you know, those characters? Those guys I really enjoy watching? Yeah, them. You could throw them in. They're pretty cool characters. Why don't you use them? You know, Ling's great. Bring him in. He's awesome. Am I alone here? Hello? Oh, gosh, I'm not even halfway through this. Kimimitsu, he said, eyeing my lecherously. Oh, you're what? You're what? Please, then give me something. I gave him a withering stare.
Ooh, 8-week special. I have your tile here. Would you like to see it?
Whatever. I wasn't about to give him the satisfaction of making me beg for it.
Okay, I can see that you're going to be a little rough and subordinate. Now, would you like to come here?
Yes!
Good. Because I can aim this for the gel in your eyes.
He tossed me hard in the chest.
Yes!
And I caught it with a wince.
Yes!
This is contents out. I gave him a glance.
You are to be known as the delicate crystal alchemist.
He said, clearly still mentally undressing me. Yeah, way too professional for that. Hey, Mustang, my face is up here, I said, taking his chin and turning it up to my face.
To quote you, whatever.
Huh?
Look, I'm busy. I don't have time to deal with your little love fest for yourself. You are obviously a very arrogant, very lecherous woman. You think very highly of yourself. You think the entire world revolves around you. As a matter of fact, I bet you were thinking I was undressing you with my eyes.
Well, yeah, but
I was not. I was merely sizing you up, analyzing you. That's part of an alchemist's job, after all. As a matter of fact, that's part of my job as a colonel. To check out the new subordinates and making sure they keep in line. You, I have a feeling, will get several of my men killed. And or cause the death of several innocent civilians with your arrogance, your recklessness, your tendency to focus only on yourself. So excuse me, ma'am, if I decide to find you an unworthy, worthless alchemist. Now please get out of my office and get to work!
I breathed a deep sigh of relief as I ran out of the office. As out of his office? Will somebody please get beta test this thing? I sat down with a cup of coffee and started reading my first assignment. Go to hell? How do I go there? Moments later, I dropped my coffee in horror. My first assignment was to help put down a riot down among the Espalans in some northern city. It's called North City. It's right there. Right over there with Full Metal. Though the document itself was carefully worded, I knew it was just code talk for running the Espalans out on town on a rail, with a shotgun. Angrily, I stood up and marched to Colonel Mustang's office, with every intention to go stuff his assignment. At which point he would proceed to burn you again! I hoped my first assignment would be something to do with the Philosopher's Stone. No. You're not going to do that. I mean, it's bad enough you got every single tendency of a Mary Sue. Oh my god. Everybody is sexy for you. You make the women swoon. You're making everybody... Oh, gods. You are. Misappropriate Japanese name. Time displaced colors. Magical powers. Random race that would never be able to go into the military. Breaking every single rule. Oh, sweet heavenly Celestia above and her holy little sister. You are a Mary Sue. You are a blatant Mary Sue. Oh, gods. Hey! Don't you dare click on another video! I see you there! You're right now thinking of what's some other video to watch than this one. You put that mouse down! You are going to sit here and listen to the rest of this stupid story if I have to kill you all! How about this? If you sit through all this, I promise on May I'll do an Adventures fic! I knew that would get your attention. And hey, don't you click on another tab! I knew the powers of my sacred ring that had been passed down in my family for generations! I believed that with its help and the support of the military, I could rebuild the lost empire of my people. Oh, yeah, I can so totally see the military be part of that. I can so totally see them agreeing to that. I mean, I can so totally see you doing this secretly behind, Pride's back and working on all this and doing all this behind Pride, and Pride's looking down and going, well, I see you doing this. But I could care less. Or this is Brotherhood, I can so totally see Father laying the slide.
Oh, wait, no I couldn't, because it's stupid! The political justice to use the military resources to try and find a way to help the Ispalan people, even if it meant sacrifice on my part. Hun? I know you don't know about them, but what are you going to do about the homunculi over there? Still going to rebuild my empire! You do know they're going to make a giant, circle that's going to kill everything and make a giant stone and bring out God, right? Still going to sacrifice myself! You know Dante's going... You know that Philosopher's Stone... What makes a Philosopher's Stone, right? It means millions of people dead! Lost in reverie of what I'd be doing for my people once I found the best way to effectively use the Philosopher's Stone. You mean... using the lives of hundreds of people to create one and then powering up the homunculi? Yeah, that's gonna be a real great challenge! Lots of reverie what I would do for my people. Once I found the best way to effectively utilize the Philosopher's Stone and eliminate the threat of the military to the fallen people by helping the homunculi, I forgot to pay attention to where I was going and ran right into enemy! Smash. I felt something hit me hard from the side, and I fell to the floor. Looking up, I saw a large metal man, a scrawny, pimply teenager from Mustang's office, standing over me.
No.
Ow, not you too!
This is my first appearance on Phantom Fridays. I'm not doing it.
Come on, Al.
I need you. No, I don't. No, you don't.
Russell! Get your little brother here! Okay, Fletcher, just like we said.
Ying! Are you a king?
Asked the huge whole silk of armor, helping me to my feet. Lucy, I glanced at the boy. He got at me, mouth wide open.
Brother, it isn't polite to stare,
said half the empty suit of the armor. I took it in stride, 'cause I'm awesome. It's fine. I'm used to it. Who are you guys?
Mud! You came back to save the day!
Of course. I heard you needed me. Anytime you need a Mary Sue voice, I'm there.
Thank you, Maud.
Before you could reply, the short boy recovered and said loudly, Paragraph! 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 Said loudly, I'm Edward Elric, the Full Metal Alchemist. This book of reports is my crybaby brother Al.
Ever have those days you just feel like running outside and just looking at the rain? This is a pretty nice rainstorm. I don't even know how far this thing goes. But, you know, the outside feels pretty nice. Okay. I just needed that for a few moments.
Go to hell, Vic! Yeah. Once as Al almost seemed to melt with embarrassment at the withering words of his brother, David Moo. Before I could say something to make Al feel better, however, I heard the shouts and sounds running down the hall. Go red! Go red! Go red! Go red! Go red! Go red! Go blue! That's medical, you idiot! Oh, sorry. I saw Colonel Reynolds saying right up to him as he quickly walked towards the door. What's going on? I asked. Scar has been spotted. He replied carelessly. Give me a few minutes, folks. I need to see something here. Twilight, what does that mean? Oh, apparently it's a word that means to be rude or cruel. Oh. But he's the colonel. Shouldn't he be commanding? I heard of Scar's exploits. While I sympathized with his grievances, I disagreed with his methods. Me, Jane. Me, reader. Me read this fic with the following tone of voice. I felt the colonel gently grab my arm and steer me towards the door. Come on, you're right with me. We spent the car ride over in silence, both of us lost in our own thoughts. I've been thinking about the man from this morning. My reverie, was shattered, however, once we got into the blockade. We pulled up to the blockade and Mustang got out. You know, you could use synonyms. You can use things like synonyms, commas. You don't have to continue with these stupid sentence fragments. Damn it, said Colonel Mustang. I can't do anything while it's raining. In the center of the street, surrounded by dozens of military officers and tanks, was a figure from another life. Scar. Um, time out. If those things were really there, I think he would be dead by now. Or my brother, Ahmed. Okay, Ryder, come here. You're getting a weapon. You're getting a weapon. You're getting a weapon. As I known him. People, I just wanted to pause here and say that, yeah, in case you haven't noticed, this was a trend with Bad Full Metal Fix, where we would try to give Scar a name for some odd reason, because we wanted to make sure he was named, even though he had none, and it was a lot cooler that way, but unfortunately, Bad Full Metal Fix at the time never understood that type of thing. Arm around the neck of an important-looking military man. Commanding officer of the military, General Yukari. The branch? What branch? And are we saying this is the guy that's higher up than... are we saying he's the big guy of the entire military? Because that's pride. Why aren't you talking? Why aren't we bringing in Vera Bradley at the? Never mind. This is your stupid Vic. You mess up continuity as how you like it. His right arm was covered in electric black markings. Was up against General Yukari's chest. His right arm thrilled red in the rain. Boom, 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 boom. Problem with this, you're indicating he would take a hostage. He's not taking a hostage. He would just nuke it. It was heedless of the shouts to the military officials around me. I moved unthinkingly towards my brother. My head then got blown off by Scar. Admittedly, that was a stupid move. I knew I was putting myself at risk, but I had to do something to help. Ahmed, I shouted. No. Oh, for crying out loud, Scar! Are the only guys who are going to stick around for this entire thing is Roy Mustang? Speaking of which, Roy, why have you stuck around? Oh, well, you see, I had found out that you currently are at war with a few countries. I'm trying to figure out just what have you done to tick off so many countries? What have I ticked off? Well, apparently the fanfic writers of Latveria and Unicornia. It's a long story, Colonel. A long, sad story. But, yeah, you're here. But speaking of Scar, this is the first Full Metal Alchemist fandom Fridays. You need to show up! No, I refuse. I'm not doing it. Fine. I'll go get somebody. I don't know. I'll just... Hey, Kimmy. Griffin? You got Griffin? What can I say? He and I have been close as brothers and sisters. I should hope so! As children. Our family had been torn apart during the war. He went that way, I went that way. I had ended up with my stepdad in one of our camps. Yeah. Alright. What? Well, he had escaped and disappeared early to the conflict. My appearance here in the State Alchemist's watch, he knelt down some of my pocket, could clearly throw him off guard. Still, he was a little bit miffed and killed me. As much as it hurt to do it, I knew I had to take the advance as a surprise. Oh God, he's going to rape him. Ahmed, this is not the way to solve your grievances. I understand your pain, your anger, but you are not helping our people this way. I could see that my words were having an effect on him. Please, don't do this anymore. You could disappear. There are better ways to aid our people. I continued, I'm going to help you. Please, do the right thing. I closed my eyes and focused my energy on the storm around me. Huge, dark storm clouds with electricity surrounded us. Forcing the military to retreat. Hun? You know, maybe I would understand your character better
I don't know, maybe you told me just what your specialty is. I mean, when you become a state alchemist, you have a specialty. You got some sort of skills. The Crimson Flower Alchemist has big boom boom, but Roy's got, and then there's that top guy. When you're a state alchemist, you have some sort of specialty. What is yours? Are you just ripping off dragon right about now? Is this just dragon you are ripping off? And just stalking? A little help? No, Ahmed. I'm sorry, you're not a unicorn. You're a freak. No, you are a unicorn. You are causing illusions here. That is the only way that I can explain your delicate crystal alchemist name, your hair, your main style, and your magic. Saw bright flash and gradually let the clouds dissipate, praying Ahmed had done the right thing. I then felt his hand on my chest and watched myself go boom. When it finally got light enough to see, I heard gasps of alarm and surprise. I opened my eyes and saw Colonel Yukari standing alone. There was a huge hole in the ground beside him. Several military officers rushed to the hole, but by the time they got there, my brother was long gone. I breathed a prayer of thanks before collapsing to the ground. Honey, you're court-martialed. What?
You just helped a known villain escape. You are court-martialed. Arrest her! When I first woke up, he was bending over me, checking my pulse. No! Oh, come on, Maze, you're my last character here! Nope, not doing it. Not going to do it. Come on! No, I'm instead going to spend time with Miss Dew over here, and we're going to all go pictures of our two daughters. Now here's cute little Liza cuddling with a gigantic teddy bear.
Oh yeah, well here's my little Pinky cuddling up with a nice even bigger teddy bear. And oh here's her eating some Liza's cotton candy.
Oh, here's her having her first ice cream cone.
Oh here's her taking her first bath.
Oh God, so I'm never going to hear the end of this from you two, am I?
Fine, I'll just find someone. Okay, let's see. I've already used. Okay, Griffith's already playing Scar. I could play Maze. Fine. Griffith, you play Maze. I'll just.
No, I got this. Hey, guys, decided to join the fun? Yeah, I decided to check this out and might as well do something on my own. Ah, you're awake, he said as I stand up, rubbing my head. How do you feel? Fine, I replied as I sat up. A little woozy, though. That's to be expected after the show you put on, he said with a chuckle. My name's Guts. Guts of the Black Cloak.
That's not the line.
Don't care. I'm Kimmy. Kimmy Mitsu. Mitsu soup. Our faces were variances from each other. Oh, my love. I've never been so quickly attracted to someone before. I can tell he felt the same way. Our faces inching closer and closer and closer and book ow! But a loud noise somewhere outside startled us both and made us a quick jump from one another. He cleared his throat, gave a shy smile. General Yukari wants to talk to you. I gave him a wry smile. I guess he is pretty steamed, huh? Yeah, you kind of let a criminal get away. I think I would be ticked too. Before he could reply, the door opened and Colonel Mustang walked in with the two Elrics in tow. Good, you're awake, said Colonel Mustang. Full Metal will take you to the General, but I must talk to Maze alone. Maze? Get out here, man. You only got a few... You're not Maze. No, I'm Guts. Apparently Maze is kind of busy.
Oh, we should really have our daughters meet. Oh, I would love that. Thinking and Elsa and Eliza would get so long still together. Oh yeah, then you and I and Gracia could all have a parents' night out. We could all busy talk about how adorable our children are. Oh, I would love that.
God, they're so hanging around with those two.
I went outside with the sullen teen, staring at the ground, walked forward. Oh.
You were really great,
I heard a voice say. I looked up, and surprised to see it was Edward, and not Al talking.
I could have done better, of course, he continued, but on the whole, a decent performance. God, I hate you, David Moo. Yeah, I'm not pretty pleasant being here too. I sneered. I was so ticked of other people's offenses one up in a comment style I didn't even care about. Um, he complimented you, you know. He was nice. I failed to see the problem here. Oh golly, you're making me miss Twilight. You called? No, the other Twilight. Oh. Please, there's no way you could have done better. I heard him take a sharp breath and holding it like he was counting to 10. You know he was dead, killed that state alchemist already. It was not a question, but a rather flat statement. What are you implying? 10 alchemists' lives are nothing compared to an entire race of culture and innocent women and children, which you state alchemists utterly destroyed. They were still lives, you freaking witch! Anyway, are you telling me that if your brother was in trouble, you would just let him be captured, possibly tortured, and killed by the people who destroyed his entire family? Heads of all people all around us were turning now. I knew from past conversations I was an impressive sight when I was truly angry. Yes, I would. People, I'm in the bathroom right now, mainly because I do not want the following to wake up my dear sleeping mother, who is currently asleep after having worked a pretty nice day, a busy night. Because, you see, my mother works nights. She works hard nights, trying her best to raise me and my little brother. So, I don't want to disturb her when I say that comment was the most utterly piece of slime-tastic bullcrud I've ever seen in my freaking life! You fail! You fail as a writer! You fail as characterizations! That was the most miserable out-character thing I've ever seen since I've been Lincoln! You fail, you miserable piece of slime! Don't you ever try writing for Ed ever again, you miserable piece of dumb god! Thank you. I needed to let that out. That was pretty cathartic. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to go lay down now. I hope for the sake of your soul, Edward Elric, that isn't true. And that's the kind of loyalty you show someone who sacrificed his own body for your own twisted plans. Yes, because heavens knows Ed was the one willing to sacrifice. I mean, can we see that clip again? You ready to do this, Al? Yes, brother. Brother, something's wrong. No. Al! Yeah, because Ed was so wanting to sacrifice Al. Yeah, and not to mention twisted plans. Wanting to bring back your mother and trying to see her face or hear her voice again are so twisted. Regardless of the consequences, then you don't deserve your brother. You don't even deserve to live. You know, I'm trying to figure out where this girl's getting this type of characterization for Ed. When we see in the show, Ed's always the type of guy who would leap out in front for his brother, and we've seen him always take a lot of this stuff to heart, and we've seen how much he's taken his own sins into consideration, and we've seen him struggle with what he has done to his brother constantly, and how he feels bad about it, and how he pushes himself day in and day out. With a grimace of anger, I turned around and strode away from him, gaping at me like a fish out of water. I was still furious when I reached the general's tent. So, are we still outside? Ignoring the guard's demands for ID, I strode in. I got shot! Because that's what you're going to happen! I went back to curtains, covering the entrance of his thought. The general looked up. He was clearly startled by my unorthodox entrance. What do you want? I demanded angrily, refusing to show any respect to the man who ordered my people destroyed. No, that's Fuhrer Bradley. That would be the Fuhrer, Who is this general? I mean, are we talking about one of the guys that are higher up than Colonel Mustang? Because they aren't the ones who ordered your people destroyed. That was the government. Why didn't you just ask to go after the government here? Why not try to do that? Why not focus on that type of thing, huh? You never even batted an eyelash at my blatant disrespect. Give you a new assignment. I sucked in a breath. I could see it now. Official duties as a stable hand or sewage worker. No. I don't want you to mess with those poor innocent horses. Before I could open my mouth to protest, he continued, effective immediately, I'm reassigning the Elric brothers, and I'm assigning you to continue their work developing or attaining a final professor of the Philosopher's Stone. That is all. Dismiss. With a sharp flick of his wrist, he gestured for me to leave. Too stunned to do anything but comply. I dazedly shuffled out of tent, blinking in the sunlight, dancing in the moonlight, hopping and free. I pondered the sign turning the fence. I wondered how quickly I should reveal my hand, and reveal that I had the Philosopher's Stone at all. Okay, hun. I got a question. Come here. About your Philosopher's Stone. Come here. How many? Just answer me that one question. How many lives did you kill for that stone? Because you see, the only way you can make a Philosopher's Stone is by sacrificing hundreds of lives. And we're not just talking a small amount. Oh, no. To make a good working Philosopher's Stone, you need to sacrifice an entire town. Heck, you sacrifice an entire country, you get enough to go see God. So how many did you kill? How many did you murder for that stone? How many? And don't you dare try tell me you made it without alchemy. Everything comes at a price. Even the Philosopher's Stone. So don't you dare try to tell me how you're getting created at all. So now, answer this. How many? I want to know how many lives lost so you can make that Philosopher's Stone. Ed, I thought you said you weren't coming in. I only came here to ask that question. Because I'm really curious. I'm guessing a whole town's worth. First beatdown's on me. Ooh, can I join? No, back on. I didn't notice the sound of running footsteps behind me. Hey, Mitsu! I whirled around to find myself face to face with a very red, very angry teenager. The flesh certainly didn't help his complexion any. I noticed with savage glee. I'm a-calling you out, he shouted, spittle flying. May I inquire as to the reason for the sudden attack, Full Metal? I asked coolly. Fully coolly, actually. He fussed deeper. You know why. You don't need the Philosopher's Stone. I need it. It's rightfully mine. Don't you mean we need the Philosopher's Stone, Edward? I was under the impression that you began research on the Philosopher's Stone to restore your brother's body. Or was that a lie as well? What? I didn't bother to hide the contempt in my voice. It was clear that Edward had no love for anyone but himself. Yeah, I was seeing in that one scene of the episode where Ed sacrificed his alchemy to bring his brother back? No. Surely that must be when he decided to tell Al to stay back so that way he would sacrifice himself? Or all the other times Ed stood for Al? I mean, you've seen the show, right? These two are kind of closer than the freaking Winchester brothers. As a matter of fact, the relationship between these two would so totally put the Winchester brothers to shame. As a matter of fact, Dean should be taking notes from Ed freaking Elric. That is how close these two brothers are. As a matter of fact, if you tried to pull that whole entire Lucifer or Angel stuff on Edward Elric, he would actually, or try to do anything to Al, Ed would actually look at you angels and go, you don't exist. Luckily, I'm an alchemist. Which means I'm already an atheist. bite me.
Speaking of which, Full Metal Alchemist and Supernatural. Oh, how cute! Look at that. Al's holding a couple of kittens, and Sam is petting Al's kitten. Oh, that is so adorable. Oh, how cute! And Dean is my celebrity user. Sorry. My apologies. It was clear that Ed had no love for himself, but for himself. I kept walking away from him, determined not to be forced into conversation. All of a sudden, he grabbed my arm, rolled me around, and kissed me hard on the lips. Yeah, the guy who was a nervous wreck proposing to the woman of his life would so totally do that. I forgot to get away, disgusted by the slimy, wormy feel of his thick lips. You actually took the time to figure out what his lips felt like. Are we sure you don't have problems? I finally bit down, hard. With a muffled cry of pain, he let go. Bit down on what? Was he stupid enough to put his tongue into your mouth?
You bitch.
He snarled, and backhanded me across the face. And again, 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 again. Rumba! Woo! I fell to the ground and looked up to him, beginning to feel frightened for the first time. Ha ha! I saw rape and murder written across his face, as clearly as the scar stain of blood on a white cloth. My, how purple of you! I mean, I've seen some purple dialogue before, but my, that was very purple. Before I could react, though, and scream like a little schoolgirl, a strong hand lifted me. I lift me up to soar above mountains, and swung me behind a broad, muscular back. It's okay. I will save you. Hughes, I thought. Nace doesn't look really that muscular. Hey, Gracia, how muscular? Oh, I see you two are busy with Ditsy and Dinky and Lisa and skipping down a park together. That's just cute. Edward hit the ground after Mace Hughes hit Ed in the nose to send him go flying back.
That's enough, Full Metal.
Hughes' voice was deep and utterly forbidding. Foreboding! There is a difference! Edward looked up from Hughes himself, and then back to Hughes again.
This isn't over me too,
he said, wiping the blood from the nose on the back of his hand. He strode away with as much dignity as he could muster. And considering the fact that this is guts,
boy, he's got a lot of dignity.
Hughes immediately turned on me. Turned to me, but I would rather turn on him.
Are you alright? Did he hurt you?
His voice trembled, and I was surprised to see, as he pressed his head back away, his hands were shaking too.
I am so filled with rage!
Adamantium rage. I gave him as much of a smile as I could muster. One that told me, somebody's getting raped tonight.
I'm fine, thanks to you. Thanks to me!
I think you saved my life. I shivered, recalling that awful look on Edward's face. Actually, knowing Ed, he stubbed his toe.
Here, sit down, he said. Let me get you a cup of coffee.
As we sat, I began to speak. I told him things I never told anyone else in my life. Like the noodle incident at my elementary school. The dress incident back at my high school. The chestburster incident back at middle school. The lizard incident back at high school. That one time my best friend turned out to be a crime-fighting vigilante at night that had to use his blind superpowers to be able to kick some ass. Speaking of which, who wants to watch Daredevil instead of this? And of course, the time my best friend, who was like my brother, accidentally got hit by a bunch of chemicals and turned into the Flash. Who wants to watch Flash? The nightmare abuse of my stepfather. Oh, you're serious. The incredible gift that had been forced upon me. So I really have to ask, hon, what did you give up? Did you lose
toe, a foot. Seriously, Truth, what did you take away from her? Her sense of dignity. Oh, I see. He waited patiently and listened more attentively than I could ever imagine anyone could.
Yeah, that type of story's all. But would you like to hear my story?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, so my mother died when I was just but 3, and I was forced to train. Took my first kill when I was 9, and then I was kind of sold into slavery by the man who I trusted like my father. And you want to know how I survived and how I grew to learn to live life and who saved me at the last second?
Was it Jesus?
Nobody!
You mean you?
Yeah!
Right in the.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I never trusted Alchemy either.
He said. He'd seen the question on my face and the rest of words.
I had to tell it. But it always seemed cheap and unfair.
Yeah, because as we all know, one of the main things that they don't tell you about with the whole entire alchemy bit is that alchemy is very, very easy to do, which is why there are so many state alchemists.
They pushed me to join the military, and so I did. But not as an alchemist.
His eyes became shadowed.
Never as an alchemist.
Or, you could do it just because you want to, or that your best friend needed you, your best buddy, your best friend in the whole wide world.
He went on. I'd like to tell you a story. You can find me, and I'll do the same for you.
He took a deep breath.
My best friend sacrificed us all after we went through hard.
No, Guts, stick to the script.
Sorry. There once was a man who was a dragon man. Or maybe he was a dragon. But he was always Thunder! He was very young and very foolish. He met a woman who he loved, and he believed he could change her. He believed he could save her. You see, this woman had a terrible problem. In public, she was everything a woman could be. Beautiful, demure, polished.
Wow, look at Gracia go, playing with like Lisa and tickling her, and oh look, she's reading a story to Dinky and Lisa, and all Dinky and Lisa are cuddling up to each other and sleeping together. Oh, this is so cute!
Sometimes, though, she would just snap and become a completely different person. A terrible, violent person.
That was Hugh's turn to shiver.
As time went on, the man gradually see he couldn't help her. She became increasingly more and more violent, often throwing things at him or striking him.
I want to make a joke here about domestic abuse and women abusing a guy, but it just seems kind of wrong of me to do that. It can happen on both sides, but I will point out that woman, that Mace is right now talking about his wife. The same woman who's currently making a picnic with her daughter and her daughter's new friend Dinky. And Dinky got a little scrape on her foreleg, and all Lisa's, and oh look, Gracia's bandaging up Dinky's little foreleg, kissing it, and rubbing Dinky's little mane, and oh look, Elisa's cuddling Dinky and snuggling close to her, and oh, now they're wandering around together, being friendly, and oh good golly, the
Diabetes!
here we are.
Eventually, the man made up his mind to leave her, but on the day he decided to leave,
Why didn't you do that before you married her?
the woman told him she was pregnant. The man knew he couldn't leave. He had to protect the baby. Plus, he still truly believed in the woman's goodness and believed that perhaps the baby would be good for her. And for a while, it almost worked.
He paused there, and we sat for a moment in silence.
What happened?
I asked tentatively.
She loved the baby. She knew it was a precious treasure and treated our baby as such. But toward me, her behavior got gradually worse and worse, until one night she tried to kill me. Yeah. Envy's kind of an a-hole like that.
Tell me about it. Envy? I hate every single fiber of your being for what you did to poor Lisa and Gracia and every one of Mason's Hughes' family, you sick, twisted homunculus!
Oh, come on. He had it coming. He would have found out about our plans.
I hate your guts.
And I think he don't have good taste.
I spend a lot of nights in the office now.
I pretended not to take no notice of that Mace Hughes and laughed at the first person. Really? You mean the cute, demure, nice girl who obviously has never shown a single mean bone in her body in the entire series as a domestic abusive wife?
Okay?
What about the baby? I inquired.
Lisa's like her mother. My fault, I suppose. Too many long nights in the office. She was alone with no one else's influences by her mother's. Her disposition is no one's fault but my own.
A solitary tear found its way down his cheek like a miserable river.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Seeing this, I couldn't help myself. I wrapped his arms around and crooned softly. It is not your fault. It's nobody's fault but that hard woman. Really? The little girl that's currently making a flower necklace for her new friend and talking to her daddy and mommy about when they could see Ditzy again, and Mace Hughes cuddling Ditzy and saying hello, and oh gods. Mace, what exactly time period you are at in your history? Oh, me? I'm about to do some investigations. Yes, he's got another long night ahead of his office.
Oh gods. Oh goddesses.
Gloom. Ditzy, get the muffins. She's going to need it. We sat around across each other, our foreheads and palms touching. Ooh, let me read your palm!
You are going to be stuck in a bad fanfic for a few hours.
Son of a... We spent hours talking and gradually came to a consensus. Kasutai. No, it's consensus, not senses. He is must leave his wife. And Elisa. Oh, beautiful idea. Leave the little girl. Have the little girl over there who is busy playing games with Dinky and trying to share stories with her. Break that little girl's heart, why don't you? Ruin her life. She's not going to know why you left. She's not going to know why you did this. She's going to be sitting there crying. No, you do not do that. You do not leave that little innocent girl alone, you miserable piece of slime! For a long time, we argued about his responsibilities toward him. But eventually, I helped to see that there are more kinds of responsibility than a husband for his wife and daughter. Like a wife for her husband, and a man for his daughter! And he hadn't fulfilled their responsibilities every reason. He did not have to fulfill their own. Yes, which is why you should always run whenever things get tough. Beautiful lesson. Beautiful moral, people. Just beautiful. Beautiful moral here. He did not have to fulfill his own. After a while, Hughes slept a deep, healing sleep. When he awoke, we decided to go gather his things from his house and move them to my small apartment. Oh, you mean nobody's going to question this? They're not going to hunt him down? He believed it would be the least he could do. Rather than argue with him, I nodded my consent and left. You know, divorcing would be so much easier. After we got to his house, however, there was something clearly wrong. There was a small explosion. There were no lights going on anywhere in the house. All was utterly, deathly still. There was a ghost! That's because Mace Hughes and family are currently still out on that little picnic with Dinky and Ditzy, and it's so cute! All was utterly... Rushed in. I ran out to him, heart racing. I will never forget the sight that greeted me in the living room. Edward was there, a vacant smile on his face. Ooh, excellent place for a parking lot, a new building, and oh, we could move the studio in there. An eerie look in his eyes, completely covered in blood, was glistening dimly in the glow of the moonlight. Searching in the sunlight, catching in the moonlight, humpy and free. He had a large, wicked-looking sword. Awesome, bro! In front of him, and gently stroking the hilt. Even though Ed is a staff man. A woman and a child took to be Hughes' family laying on the ground. The throats had been cut. Why? Blood was everywhere. Why? Edward saw Hughes come in. Why? His smile grew wider. Why? I could see now that Edward was completely, irredeemably insane. Why? Why go after why go after Hughes' family? Why did you
What did you think, Hughes? Was it worth to help that bitch? Was it worth the price of your wife and daughter?
That seems like a little bit of disproportionate retribution, huh? I mean, you helped her, you decided to kill him. Kingpin, your thoughts?
Completely and utterly stupid.
I glanced over at Hughes. His face was ashy gray. Oh, good golly, he's been discorded! Wait. Discord you? Oh, yes. Of course I discorded Gus. He looks so serious. Oh, Frank, we got a madman over here. Look, Twilight, get to work on fixing Guts. We need him! Silently, he gently drew a set of throwing daggers from his seats on his left side. Of course! We all know that Ed has a whole bunch of daggers on his side. I mean, why not? Oh, that was Hughes. I'm sorry, but the dialogue's kind of confusing here. I knew he couldn't see Hughes' accents. My mind raced. I had to distract Edward long enough for Hughes to get a clean throw. But how? By calling in Ling. Inspiration hit me like a lightning bolt. Kaboom. Ah, thank goodness for that Pegasus. I quickly squeezed Hughes' left hand and withdrew. Time to show Edward what really, truly awesome alchemical power was. I softly clapped my hands, and instantly, Hughes' slain wife and daughter rose to their feet. Really? Is this your special talent? Is this your special ability with your alchemy? That's arise, wise from your graves? Really? Then why are you called Delicate Crystal? If your special ability is to make people dance and use, shadow puppetry, then why are you called Delicate Crystal, Alchemist? Shouldn't your abilities have something to do with, I don't know, crystals? Shouldn't it have something? Shouldn't your special talent be crystal related? I mean, okay, let's look at Ed. Ed has mastery over metal, and of course his arm and leg. It's a pun. Roy is called the Flame Alchemist because, boom, the top guy. He's called the Top Alchemist. Arthur Kibley, known as the Crimson Lotus Alchemist. Why? Because he makes the big boom boom and makes the person go exploding and have their blood spiral all over the place to look like a freaking Crimson Lotus. When you're named after specific, when you're an alchemist and you get your alchemist name, you have a specific ability. For instance, if I didn't eat the martial art fruit and became a devil fruit user, my special alchemical talent would be, I don't know, the weapons alchemist, because I could be able to, craft really handy weapons out of mundane objects like my coma ranks. Or, I don't know, the martial arts alchemist because I'm able to fight really well or something like that. When you're using although I wouldn't be a state alchemist, I'm not that good, sadly. Or that special. Pardon me. But still, how does this equal Delicate Crystal? Why will it be crystal? It makes no sense! Is it just because of the Philosopher's Stone? And once again, what part of you did you sacrifice for your alchemy without a circle? What part allowed you to do that? And don't you start telling me that's a Philosopher's Stone. Because if that's a Philosopher's Stone, then what? Then how many people did you sacrifice?
Edward.
I called, letting your voices speak through to me.
Edward, what have you done?
I saw Ed's eyes heighten in horror. Pressing my advance, I made them walk sternly towards him. Thriller! Thriller night! You've been fighting for your life inside the get up, get down!
Edward, we've come to repay the favor you've done for us.
Edward shrieked as his wife wrapped around his arms around his throat. Elisa kicked his legs out from underneath him. Meanwhile, Elisa is currently sharing her teddy bear with Dinky. I knew I could not summon them for much longer. My control was wavering as I grew shockingly weak for the effort.
Hughes, now.
I shouted. I heard a soft of a thrown dagger. Jesse Hughes impetuously, and too weak to maintain the connection for any longer. I let it go. Let it go. I let the world suddenly into the dark. When I awoke, all was silent. Oh, thank gods! I tried to pry my eyes open, but even that effort was almost enough to send consciousness reeling back into the darkness again. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Desperately, I tried to remember where I was when I heard footsteps softly approaching. I sensed someone butting over me and felt the soft pressure of the oh-so-kissable lips. Two of them, actually. One over there, one over there. My eyes flew open, and I found myself staring up into Hughes' own gorgeous blue eyes.
Hi, remember.
He gently broke the kiss and stared down at me.
You're awake.
Too weak to speak, I merely nodded my head, recognizing the room finally as my own. I licked my lips. Edward, I asked, barely recognizing the husky sound of my own voice.
Dead.
Hughes replied briefly. Oh, will be crossed, I said sorrowfully.
Actually, I think not.
Yeah, he would. He most certainly would. As I said, the bond between the two brothers would probably give Sam and Dean a run for their money.
I've been talking with Al since Edward's death, and I think he was almost relieved to finally be out of his brother's power. He loved Edward with unquestionably loyalty, but he feared him more.
I felt happier at the news than I had in a long time. I leaned in to like the boy in the spring time I spent with him. How? Why? I only counted one piece of dialogue you had? I believe he must have deep reserves of love and strength in order to survive his brother's twisted machinations for long. So, honey, what are you going to do about the homunculi that are now ticked off at you? Reserves almost as deep as someone else I knew, whose arms I was now resting. Homunculi! What are you going to do about them? Then, someone else couldn't hear it. Hughes said,
Kimmy, will you marry me?
You know, no. They've waited and learned to bond. I blinked. Joy filled me completely. Not as much joy as what Lust is going to do when she gets your hands on you. Joy as I never felt in my entire life, and a deep, refraining happiness.
Oh, Maze.
Oh, Maze, of course. I breathed. And we lived happily ever after, of course. F you. But of course, we know that they did not live happily ever after. For I know about what the epilogue is. Upon hearing about the Philosopher's Stone, Envy killed Maze, turned into Maze, seduced the Philosopher's Stone out of little delicate crystal Alchemist, and then Lust and Gluttony proceeded to kill them, and then they proceeded to give the Philosopher's Stone to Dante, who proceeded to change her body, and then they proceeded to continue to cause death and destruction all across the entire world. The homunculi soon moved on to Zing and everywhere else in the Full Metal Alchemist planet until there was nothing left but the homunculi. Chains. Father used the Philosopher's Stone to break into God's territory, to absorb the power of God, and basically effed the entire planet. Thanks a lot, Delicate Crystal! Do you see what happens when you actually read the rest of the manga? But on to the review. You bronies who are listening to this, especially if you guys are fans of Nyx, you might notice that sometimes Nyx gets yelled at loud. She gets demeaned, or people will yell her out or say, oh, she's pathetic, or oh, she's a Mary Sue. And you people might start thinking, well, why are they so quick to hate her? Why are they so quick to judge her? Or some of you guys who write Nyx fics are looking at some of your ratings and start going, well, why are people so quick to downvote my fic? Why haven't they given it a chance? It's fics like this one are the reasons why you might see your Nyx story downvoted, or you might see any story involving an OC downvoted real quick. Because you see, the brownie community is a little different than most others. We do have OCs like Ditzy and stuff like that. But we also, who are Ditzy and Lyra and Bonbon, who are beloved in the fandom. But then you get characters like Nyx, who fit all the qualities of a Mary Sue. And when somebody who's read enough fanfics for a long time sees a cute little alicorn filly like Nyx and sees as a story all about her, we're afraid that we're not going to get a story about redemption, faith, love, family, and kindness. We're going to get a story about something like this, where Nyx completely takes away any semblance of a story. She becomes flat. She becomes not a character. She turns into this. This story is the perfect example of why people are cautious around Nyx. It's nothing to do with any real hatred or anything that's just to the brony community. It's all stories in general. I mean, it's fixed like this that when, if I must be honest, when I saw Past Sins, I was a little hesitant to give it a read. Because I was like, oh, gods, here we go. Little Mary Sue's going to ruin everything. Let me guess. She's the only one who does anything. Now, while Chapter 10 is sort of proof of that, the rest of the fic is really dang good. I mean, not perfect, but it's still really good. Of course, it's stories like this that made me nervous when I found out about Fallout Equestria. Oh, great. Little Pip. Little Pip, huh? Let me guess. She's perfect. She's not going to do anything wrong, and nobody's going to call her out. Now that I've actually read Fallout, I can say I'm so glad. But you can see why fics like this would cause somebody to be not trustworthy enough, or actually care about the characters. And why sometimes a person will see the words, this is Nyx. She's a black alicorn with a purple mane. All you can start thinking of is, oh good golly, she's a Mary Sue. And instantly downvote it. If I must be perfectly honest, if I didn't read TV tropes, or heard about the story, or heard about the good stuff about it, I think or if the Browning fandom hadn't changed me like it has, if I had to be perfectly honest, I think I probably would have avoided Past Sins too. I didn't, because the Browning community showed me what you can do with a good OC. It showed me how to properly do one. So, and allowed me to actually enjoy Past Sins, and, well, now I think Little Dixie is a good example of how to do a good OC. We see her struggle. We see her have her own moments of doubt. We see that she's not always perfect. We see her do stuff that actually helps out, and we see that the main characters have a point. We watch this little Nyx grows, turns into an alicorn, and turns into her full Nightmare Moon self, and we see her own doubts, insecurities. We see her turn back to a filly, and we see her find her own sense of worth and sense of being. So again, thanks to the Brownie community actually demonstrating to me that you can do an excellent OC, it allowed me to actually enjoy checking out a story like Past Sins. Whereas a story like this made me look at Past Sins and with a little bit of a, oh good golly, should I really read this? But I think what the benefit of this fic, if you people are reading this, is that yes, this is remarkable. For a bad fic like this, it's remarkably well written. While there are some small grammar mistakes here and there and some misspellings, this fic is pretty dang well written. And there's some, and the run-on sentences are few, and I'm surprised about it. It's just that everything else makes it feel less of a Full Metal fic and more of a normal story. I mean, I know you guys noticed I kept changing the right voices and didn't bring out any of the other characters, but that's because they were so far removed from them that I felt like I could have put in anybody in there. Heck, I could have gone one step further and put in Casca and probably brought in Kei Korono or say Kishimoto and brought them in, and the story would not have changed. That's how little effect that the characters on this have, and that's not what a good fanfic should be. I've already shown you examples of what good fanfic should do. I think another thing that this story does wrong, Karis, is the characterizations. The author has gone on to say that one of the reasons why they did this was because, well, they hate Ed. Well, that's perfectly well fine and good. I mean, I don't find find Fallman to be as interesting as any of the other Full Metal characters, but I'm not going to just go on and bash him. And I hate Chaka, and even though I bash him, but while watching One Piece, I'm not going to just completely mishandle him. But there's hated character, there's bashing, and then there's this, where you proceed to write them out so out of character, it ain't even hilarious. I mean, really? As I pointed out, have you seen the show? Where did all this Ed only cares for himself bits come from when we seen him care so much for Al? Or where did all this Al was scared of him? Or heck, even where did this killer Gracia and this abusive Gracia and Lisa come from? I mean, at that point, that's just utterly ridiculous. It's like, my wife is pain, my wife abuses me, my kid's also abusive. Me. Huh? How? Yes, that sweet demure innocent lady is hateful towards me and abuses me. At that point, I'm just gonna sit back and laugh because you have gone so off the far to deep end. You have broken all limits. And of course, apparently the government has a general. I'm starting to think that this person only watched about one episode of Full Metal Alchemist, because there's no mention of the homunculus. There's no mention. Scar's there, but there's no mention of the proper military scenarios, such as, Bradley. No, apparently it's all run by a general. But wait a sec. When was this fic made? 2005. Well, okay. And the author hasn't done jack squat in the past few years, and hasn't even replied to any of the reviews. This was a troll fic, isn't it? It has to be. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous. I mean, it feels like it points that it's self-aware that it's a Mary Sue. This cannot be a normal, rational fic. It has to be a freaking Mary Sue fic. Which, I'm not surprised. This is a troll fic. It has to be. People, there's a reason why I get annoyed by troll fics. It is so easy to make, and there's a reason why I haven't done my Immortal beyond the fact that everybody's done it. Or Vengeance Revelations. And I go for something like Mykin or Von Doom. Because, personally, I would much rather focus on stories that have incompetence or actually demonstrate their badness in their own way. It's easy to say why My Immortal is bad. It's easy to say why this fic is bad. But it's a lot more in depth to say why Von Doom or Full Metal or why Mykin stuff is bad, because at those points you can actually illustrate why. You actually have to look in depth and actually take a good time to examine the characters. But still, this fic, troll fics also does feel like they're just so easy to make. Just pick out something that people hate. I do hate that because, well, it makes it kind of less fun for me because I know I'm falling right into it. At the same time, I know that this means I'm just talking to a blank wall, and these people are doing this not because they have a love of the art, but because they genuinely want to see raids. The reason why I also like picking fics that are not troll fics and the ones that I can actually tell are not are mainly because, well, those people, Fondue, Maikin, and such, they have a love for what they do and enjoy their hobby. Let me put it this way. Say you're a collector and you're genuinely looking at the products. Would you rather make fun of a fan-made product that actually had a lot of love and attention but still messed up? Or would you rather make fun of, say, a bad piece of art that's genuinely made for badness? I know which one I would rather do. I'd rather pick the one that's made of love and attention because then I know that the person can be in the joke with me. Or we can have a little bit of funsies together. Troll fakes just feel like they're so mundane to me some days. Like, oh, well, you're supposed to be mad. That's part of the joke. Well, yeah, but making people angry doesn't really seem fun to me. I rather have people laugh and me laugh with them because we both are enjoying what we're doing. That's more fun. But anyway, more to the point with this thing. Hey. Also, you see all the common Mary Sue tropes with a full metal fic, huh? Scar, being given a name, no idea of how the Philosopher's Stone's supposed to work. You know, the sacrifice thing was kind of important to Full Metal Alchemist. It's part of one of the main central themes. I mean, to take that out is kind of like trying to take out the fighting in DBZ. You're kind of removing something important, and so much more. But still, I will get into this. For a Trollfic, this was remarkably well written. Well, that's one down. Several more to go. And, I wonder how Ditzy and Eliza and Gracia and Dinky turned out. Dinky? Oh, Alicia. How have you been? I've been great. I just wanted to see an old friend. I missed you, Lisa. I missed you too, Dinky. Oh. Dinky and Eliza found each other again years later. Thanks, Doc. I was just so worried about those four that I just had to know if everything was just going to turn out all right. For those five, that I just had to know if everything was going to turn out all right for that couple. I mean, I knew what was going to happen to Maze, but I just wanted to make sure that Lisa had a friend. Oh, I knew she would. After all, you know as well as I do. Friendship is eternal. Doc, did you just... You're welcome. I mean, that plug was shameless, yes. But, you want me to send you back, or do you want... Just give me a few minutes, Doctor. I just want to see these two friends reunite and stay together. Alright. Let me know when you're ready to leave the TARDIS. I will, Doctor. I will. Good luck, Dinky. Eliza. Good night.